Hello everybody, Ken here, welcome back to Hearthstone Tavern Brawl. And before we jump in, I forgot to open my pack after we finished our first couple of games. So let's do it. Why not? Start things off with a bang. Whoa, speak about a bang, the beast. Oh, great, don't have that. Now I do, fantastic. Maybe we'll even use it. I doubt it, but we'll see. Anyway, this week's Tavern Brawl, if you haven't seen it, or even if you have, Clockwork Card Dealer. Tinkertown gnomes are testing their prototype card bot, Optimotron. Now, the general thing here is it's a perfect curve. You draw a 1 cost on turn 1, a 2 cost on turn 2, 3 cost on turn 3, and so and so and so and so and so. So we play Paladin, seems to be a pretty popular deck. But we'll try something a bit different. Maybe we'll try the Druid. Now, a few people have sort of been throwing Astral Communion around, but the important thing to notice is, although that can still be good, it takes the mana for that turn. So even if you have 10 mana on turn 5, you still draw a 5 mana card. That can be okay, but I don't think it's necessarily what we want. So I think we're going to want like a 1 mana card, and we're going to want a 2 mana card, and then we're going to want like a 3 mana card, which, what do we fancy as our 3 mana card here? Not necessarily anything too special. I guess like a Druid of the Flame is nice. Even Grove Tender's okay, but Druid of the Flame could be the versatility we need. Turn 4, we got things like Keep of the Grove, but I'm actually going to go, I think, for Savage Combatant. Turn 5, see if we can Druid of the Fang off this beast. It's a possibility, certainly. Here, we could have Dark Whispers. That's quite a nice option. Starfire, also okay. Starfire is going to be like fairly reliable. Dark Whispers is good though. I kind of like the Dark Whispers because it works if we have something on the board, or even if we don't have something on the board. Ancient of Lore seems like a good solid 7-drop. Could have that as an 8-drop, and then Aviana maybe as a 9-drop. The problem with Aviana is it's not necessarily like the best thing to have. But then I think we're just going to fill up our hand with all these big beasts. So the question is, do you have Kel'Thuzad as your 8-drop? And I don't think you necessarily need that. You can definitely get away with all these potential different options. The Sea Giant, the Clockwork Giant, the Molten Giant, all pretty good options. Clockwork Giant's okay. I don't feel like it's incredible. Frost Giant, I guess we're going to be able to play one way or the other anyway, so it would be okay. We don't have, I don't have like that many incredible cards in this deck. I think like Dr. Boom's okay if we get that instead of the Ancient of Lore. And I'm just trying to think whether there's anything else we want. I guess like we could take another Wrath. Like, that would be an okay card to have. Let's bop back here and let's see what other options we have for our final few cards. So we could have there's a couple of these cards that could be good to just take a couple of anyway. Like Wrath, we can always just draw a card with it if nothing else is going on. Same with something like Living Roots is always going to be useful, or even Power of the Wild is a good solid card to have. And then, what can we get anything else that's a nice big beefy creature? I guess like a Force Tank Max. That works out quite nicely. That's probably okay, to be honest. Doop-a-doo. Okay, let's give it a try and see how it goes. I don't want to do anything too gimmicky. I've seen some pretty cool stuff. People are doing turn 2 Mana Wraith or Mana Addict into turn 3 Rockbiter, Coin, Wind Fury, and that makes it a 15-3, and then you hit them twice with Wind Fury and you win. That's pretty cool. Definitely a lot of fun things going on, but we're going to try this out. Hopefully not everyone's doing the same thing. I've seen a few people playing Face Hunter, but as someone pointed out, like, Face Hunter isn't something that needs, like, you want to curve out 1, 2, 3 with a Face Hunter, but past that, most of your cards cost 3 or less anyway. So it doesn't really matter what you have. Now we can might as well keep the Volcanic Lumberer because we might be able to play it early. Same with Steed Giant. Power of the Wild's always a good sort of utility to have. I guess we could lose the Ironbark Protector on the grounds that maybe we get like another spell card that's good to have in our hand. Weird to keep these things, but obviously it's not really going to matter. The sad thing is we are going second here, which is kind of a disadvantage. But I think it'll work out okay for us. Is our Living Roots, surprise, surprise. And we're going to summon 2 1/1 saplings, I think is the way to go here. And if nothing's done with them, we can always Power of the Wild on turn 2. Which I think is a pretty good opening. See what our Archamus or Archamus is going to do. Going to go face. Okay, I think this is definitely the play here. We're going to clean up. Nice and simple. Does give them some cards, but they're drawing on curve anyway, so like it's not too bad to give them cards. And we got these 2/1s that are going to be able to deal with almost anything that gets put out here. Well, not almost anything, because there's every chance there's like a... Oh, this really is going full face, is it? Okay, interesting. I suppose there is validity to that. Now, do we want to make something... do we want to make something that forces to be hit? You know, because of like Explosive Trap is quite often running a Face Hunter, so I'm going to go with the beefier option. We want to put it here and not in the middle because of Explosive Shot, which is obviously not run by a Face Hunter, but you never know. Could be more of a mid-range actually, because mid-range works better, I think, because it has that really nice curve to it. If you curve out nicely with mid-range, oh, it's magical. Using this, I think this is like the Heroes of the Storm or something like that. This is the new card back. I actually quite like it, but I don't think it looks very good, like in the deck slot over here. Just, I don't know. It's a bit underwhelming. There's all the designs are in the middle. You see, it's the same kind of with this card, where it just doesn't look very good. The card you get to see is your opponent's card, more than anything else. I feel like maybe they should just have these like flat on the desk, but hey, whatever, they've gone with this design and it works okay. It does make a better indication of how many cards you've got left in your deck. Crikey, they're really thinking here. Deciding to use the bow. Interesting, that kind of represents it not being Explosive Trap, which makes me want to see what it is. No, it's Freezing Trap. Okay, that's fine. We got our lovely 3-mana fella. I guess maybe, well, the Druid of the Flame is a beast. I was going to say it's quite good to have another beast because it's going to be harder for them to deal with that before we get our Druid of the Fang out. We've always got that coin as an option, although, again, going second's not as good because the coin is almost meaningless when you're curving out perfectly. And I think we just play this. Snakes. It had to be snakes. Look at that! Look at that big beefy snake. Right then, Mr. Griffin. Hey, how's it going? Oh, everyone's favourite. +5/+5 and taunt. Make this a 7. 7/10. And then 7. We do 14. I don't actually think we kill the Savannah Highmane here. I think we just say, hey, there we go. What are you going to do about that, Archimus? It's going to be tough for them to have an answer that deals with a 7-10 taunt and also gets rid of our 7-7. Like, they might have a Houndmaster, but we can still kill the creature if he Houndmasters. There you go. And the silence. Okay. Yep, that does kind of work. I think we want to play. We want to play Ancient of Lore, or do we want to trade in? Trade in here. Do the old Wrath. Bam. And then we coin. We play this big beefy creature. 7-8 taunt. Another difficult thing to deal with. We've got pretty much straight bombs from here on out. I'm sure the opponent will have as well. But nevertheless, I feel like we're in a pretty good spot. Would I have been better off killing that? Maybe. Maybe. I guess I didn't bank on them having the silence as well as the Houndmaster. But there we go. These things happen. Archimus playing some clever plays here. Better close that door. It's getting cold. It's where are we at now? It's October. Getting a little bit chilly outside. Gotta rustle up the hay and keep the door closed. Old Rag, man, if Rag hits, that'll be sad. If it hits our face, I'll be pretty happy. There we go. The old 50-50. I feel like even if we had lost that, we'd been okay. Great stuff. Well, that worked out alright, didn't it? Let's give it another shot. Righto, and here's our opponent. Uther Thanatos. Wow. Okay. Got to take on Thanatos. I don't really want to keep the living roots. I don't want 2 living roots, particularly. Molten Giant's okay. I feel like we can do better, and I actually don't necessarily know that we want Innovate either. No, let's keep the Molten Giant. Just in case something crazy happens. Kel'Thuzad's going to be good to have around as a drop. Get those saplings out. Paladin, I think, is the most popular class. There's just so many great, like, secret into... there we go, there's the secret. I think we go with this, even though it does, one of them will die if it's a... No? Okay, great. Probably like an Avenge or something then. So here's probably the shielded mini-bot, which is going to be... Okay, interesting. No, the Doomsayer. Oh, we can deal with Doomsayer. Although, I wonder if it's going to be... I guess we should do it anyway. I guess we should kill it anyway. Although it might be Redemption. But even if it's Redemption, I feel like that's okay. Yep, that's fine. I'm happy that we did that rather than playing Druid of the Flame and having it killed. Ooh, interesting. A llama bot. That's quite scary. There's probably some big beefy things in this deck. I wonder what we're going to see. Big Rag. Okay. That's a fun one. Man, a llama bot's a real interesting pick. This is a really cool deck. I like this. Man, this is not just like standard Secret Paladin. There's some fun stuff going on here. I'm a big fan.
Bathe in flames.
I'm a big fan of this weirdness. What's coming next? Like, I've no idea. Because this is so weird. I guess maybe you play a llama bot, you make a guy. Do they have a specific 5-drop that's going to do cool stuff? No, they're just going to play another guy. And I imagine their hands, most of their hand is going to be huge stuff. So the llama bot's just like the fun 3-drop. And they said, well, how do I get a llama bot out? What if I had Redemption and the Doomsayer? It's incredible. I really love that. I love that a lot. Let's make it a little bit harder for them to do stuff. Don't make it harder for Ragnaros to hit us. Uh-oh. That's quite scary when you've got 5/1/1s. Very well played.
Thank you.
But we're not giving up yet. There's every chance here. Still got plenty of potential. These poor old little 1/1s. This is such a weird looking thing. It's a little face in a big old ball of light. The good news is that we can trade these things in. The bad news is that if we do, without killing Thermoplug, then it's they're just going to spawn more and more of them anyway.
Reporting for duty.
Ah. Well, at least they filled up their board. I guess that's the best we can say there. Ancient of Law. I guess it's the Ancient of Law, right? Get a few more cards. Yeah, take that. Have a 2/1 instead. Don't know why I did that. It was perhaps foolish. But there we are. See, this is real cool use of old Mechgineer. Okay. I think we might be in the hot beef here, if we're honest. In fact, we are very much in the hot beef. Oh no, poor single Boombot. No room for left Boombot today. He's all on his own. What a sad time for left Boombot. We'll give this deck one more try. I think it's we've shown it's got some potential. I really like that design though. That's so cool. So that was turn 1 was the Redemption. Presumably they just had one of each of these, so they guaranteed the draws, same as we're doing. But they had Redemption. Then they play the Doomsayer, so that turn 3 starts with nothing on board. Then you play the Alarma Bot. The opponent's unlikely to have a response to Alarma Bot on turn 3. That's going to take it out straight away. That Alarma Bot then summons something huge that you've kept in your opening hand. I like that a lot. Right, we're going to want to mulligan all the cards that we're not going to draw till later anyway. Molten Giant, as we've seen, is kind of a bit awkward in your opening hand. This is pretty good. We're not going to get a turn 3 draw, so we'll probably get something random instead. But, oh, Murloc Warrior, interesting. Very interesting. Well, we want to definitely deal with that off the bat. I don't want to... That guy could be real dangerous if we leave him out when the Murloc starts spinning up. You give a perfect curve Murloc one chance to come out, it's going to be trouble. And you know it.
Bathe in flames.
Firehawk. Get the Firehawk out. Everyone's favourite hot broomstick. That's a firebolt. Get my Harry Potter lore wrong. There we go. What is a Firehawk? I feel like a Firehawk is a thing from something else. But I can't for the life of me think what it is. Right. I think we want to do this. Kill this guy, buff them back down a bit. They're probably going to be going pretty face. Although they could trade in here. But I'm sure they've got this big plan. There's Murkai. The thing is this a Murloc start and then you have Murlocs to start and then you go into something else down the line? Because that doesn't feel like necessarily the best way to go. Do the 1 damage, draw a card, take out the other Murloc. We can control these early Murlocs okay, but then is this going to curve then into sort of, does this suddenly turn into Control Warrior? That might be an interesting way of going. You start with the Murlocs because you know that they're the only cards in your deck. You're going to get that amazing opening Murloc hand. And then you go, well, okay, now it's the end game, so here's all these huge legendary creatures. This is a dragon, which is not a beast, sadly. So we're going to have to use our hero power here, I think, if we want to stay alive. The alternative is no. I think we need to. I don't think we can afford to do that. I think we need to get in here. We're at real risk of just dying this turn. That's for sure. But such is the way. This is a cool deck. Again, I'm interested. I really want to see just a bit more of this deck. I want to see if it goes somewhere else. No, it is just going just big face finishes, I think. Man, if we just don't have the taunt quite in time. If we'd played a creature, we'd have been okay. I should have thought about what our 6-drop was. Well, there we go. Sadly, we've been outplayed by some pretty cunning deck designs that I quite like. But, there we go. Such is the way. I guess we could have attacked face there. But I don't know that would have actually made too much of a difference. No, look, there's a Chillmore. Wow. So this is just going to turn into a big end warrior. That's really cool. I like that a lot. You get the early rush down, and if it doesn't work out, well, it doesn't matter because you've just got a ton of big creatures. Maybe we'll try something like that next time. But for now, thanks very much for watching. If you've enjoyed this episode, be sure to pop that like button. Subscribe to the channel for more Hearthstone and other games as well, of course. I've been Ken. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day. And I'll catch you next time. Cheers!